Henry Cavill as Lion-O in a ThunderCats live-action movie would actually be a pretty solid choice, especially since it would nail one key aspect of the character. The ThunderCats franchise kicked off in 1985 with an animated series about a group of cat-like humanoid aliens. It ran for 4 years before getting canceled, but that didn't stop multiple reboots from popping up over the years. There was even a live-action movie in the works back in 2010, but it never got the green light. Fast forward to 2021, and Godzilla vs. Kong director Adam Wingard confirmed he's developing a new ThunderCats movie. According to him, this project is a childhood dream come true, and he's committed to staying true to the original 80s designs. While the official cast and release date are still under wraps, a fan-made ThunderCats trailer has imagined Henry Cavill as Lion-O, and honestly, that casting choice makes a lot of sense. That said, Henry Cavill's Lion-O wouldn't just be great in theory. He'd bring the physicality that the character needs. Thanks to his muscular build, Cavill has already proven himself in multiple action-heavy roles, most notably as Geralt in The Witcher. That role showcased not only his impressive physique, but also his ability to embody a powerful, battle-hardened warrior. Since Lion-O is a towering, lion-like figure with a strong presence, finding an actor who can match that energy in live action is no easy task. But Cavill fits the bill perfectly. Of course, it's not just about looking the part. ThunderCats is packed with action, meaning whoever plays Lion-O will need to handle intense fight scenes and stunts. That's another box Cavill checks. He's already proven his stunt skills in Mission Impossible, Fallout, particularly in that brutal bathroom fight scene. On top of that, his experience with sword fighting in The Witcher makes him more than capable of wielding the Sword of Omens. If anyone can bring Lion-O's combat prowess to life in a convincing way, it's Cavill. That said, casting ThunderCats isn't going to be easy. Wingard has made it clear that he wants to stay true to the original cartoon, and that means recreating the unique, almost surreal character designs in a way that doesn't look ridiculous in live action. Many animated-to-live action adaptations have struggled with this. Dragon Ball Evolution, anyone? And ThunderCats will have to find a balance between practical effects and CGI to make its characters look right. One thing the movie absolutely wants to avoid is the kind of unsettling CGI scene in Cats, because no one wants a repeat of that nightmare. Interestingly, there was supposed to be a live-action ThunderCats movie back in 2011, but it was scrapped before it could happen. Some test footage can still be found online showing a young Lion-O in action, and it gives a glimpse into what could have been. This time around, practical effects like makeup and prosthetics might be the best way to bring the characters to life while keeping the CGI from taking over completely. While there are plenty of animated series that fans don't want to see get the live-action treatment, ThunderCats still has a solid chance, especially with Wingard at the helm. Given the impressive CGI work in Godzilla vs. Kong and its well-executed story, there's hope that ThunderCats could pull off the impossible and finally deliver a live-action adaptation that does the franchise justice. At this point, Henry Cavill being fan-cast in just about everything is nothing new. Some fans even roll their eyes at it because of how often his name gets thrown around. But when it comes to Lion-O, the casting actually makes a lot of sense. After skyrocketing to international fame as Superman, Cavill has been a fan favorite for countless roles, sometimes in ways that don't even make sense. One of the wildest examples was conceptual artwork imagining him as Magneto in a live-action X-Men '97. His constant fan casting even led to him making a surprise cameo as Wolverine in Deadpool and Wolverine, something fans have been hoping for years. Speaking of which, Cavill's Wolverine cameo was a fun moment, but his next big movie franchises are shaping up to be even more exciting. That's part of why ThunderCats might be a tough fit for him. There's no doubt he'd crush the role. He's got the build, the skills, and, let's be real, the 1985 version of Lion-O even looks like him with a sharp jawline and angular face. It's easy to see why fans keep pushing for him in this role. The problem? Cavill's schedule is stacked, which might make him too busy to take on ThunderCats. It's been 3 years since the live-action movie was announced, so hopefully we'll get some updates on the cast soon. That said, the recent resurgence of ThunderCats in comics, particularly through Dynamite's ambitious reboot, could be a game-changer for the franchise, and it might even benefit the live-action movie in more ways than one. With fresh additions to the lore, such as the fierce new villain Scorpius in ThunderCats Lost #2, the franchise is proving that it still has plenty of untapped potential. Henry Cavill being fan-cast as Lion-O might seem like another case of fans overusing his name, but in this instance it actually fits. Not only does he have the physique and skill set, but the 1985 version of Lion-O bears a striking resemblance to him. However, with Cavill's busy schedule, his involvement in a ThunderCats movie remains uncertain. That's where the comics come in. By expanding the mythology and introducing new elements like Scorpius and Apex, Dynamite is laying the groundwork for a live-action adaptation that can go beyond nostalgia and offer something fresh. The ThunderCats comics are already proving that there's an audience hungry for more. Dean Schur and Drew Moss have delivered a modernized yet faithful take on the franchise, bringing in characters like Calica, a ThunderCat-turned-traitor, and Apex, a darker version of Lion-O. The positive reception of these new additions suggests that a ThunderCats movie could draw inspiration from this material, making it more than just a retread of the 80s cartoon. If the live-action movie takes cues from the comics, it could benefit in multiple ways. First, characters like Scorpius could serve as a fresh cinematic-level threat that hasn't been explored before. Second, the comics world-building ensures that the ThunderCats story has a strong foundation to build on, instead of simply relying on nostalgia. With it successfully attracting both old fans and new audiences, the movie has a chance to do the same, especially if it embraces the balance of classic elements and new twists. If everything falls into place and the ThunderCats live-action movie actually happens, it has the potential to be visually breathtaking. The original animated series didn't just have great characters like Lion-O, Cheetara, and Panthro. It also had epic action sequences in a rich, fantastical world that would look incredible with modern VFX. From stunning landscapes to intense battles, filmmakers would have a ton of material to work with. A great starting point for the movie would be the pilot episode, Exodus, which sees the Thunderians escaping their doomed home planet, Thundera. Picture an opening space battle, with today's cutting-edge CGI ships being torn apart, the mutants of plunder in relentless pursuit, and the ThunderCats barely making it out alive. It would immediately set the stakes and introduce the main villain, Mumm-Ra, in a truly menacing way. And that wraps up today's video. If you want to stay updated on all the latest movie news, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. By doing so, you'll stay in the loop with all our future updates. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next one. Remember, we're always open to your suggestions for future videos, so feel free to leave them in the comments below.